Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
I am good. Did you manage to do your other agenda?
I did. I managed to take care of all my chores, which was very good. Had to wash out a bunch of hair dye as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've changed the
JJ and
mustache.
no, I'm just not wearing it at the minute.
Oh, okay.
JJ and Ollie Kent went on a date last night, and it was a switching places date. So Ollie was dressed as JJ was dressed as Ollie. I was dressed as Murphy was dressed as me. It spiraled out of control.
I
Penny
can.
was dressed as Barbara.
Oh, okay. I'm glad Cerberus
It's
wasn't
a
around.
mental image. It's a mental image that I'm gonna sort of need to put
Have it-
away for a very long time. Yeah,
Well, there's a box. You can put it in the box, seal that box away.
exactly that. Yeah, and never open it.
I'm very glad Cerberus wasn't there.
Me too.
Don't know how he reacts. The way he reacts around Barbara?
Yeah, if Cerberus had seen Penny dressed as Barb, I'm not quite sure what would have happened.
Hopefully he would have got the sense.
This is true. He is very fond of Penny, so hopefully he would have picked up the scent and would have gone that this isn't like real Barb. So
But then again, that dog has also just drunk coffee straight out of my mug.
I don't deal with canines for a very good reason.
Okay, we had a couple of points in EMS meeting, no complaints against yourself, but something just to clarify from ourselves. When we're giving you MDT entries when we're giving you MDT entries, are we to block
Yes.
we're only to give the relevant MDT entry and block out the phone number?
It makes no real difference because we have the phone number anyway in the MDT. If you want to, that's a privacy-preserving approach. So I don't object to it. But it doesn't. You're not giving us any information we don't already have.
But
So
if it goes to court, would it be preferable for you to... Do you block out the number then?
Yes, we would block out the number ourselves. So if you want to save us a job, that's more than...
Okay, so
by
we'll
me.
just say block out the number, that saves you a job. And it's just that relevant MDT, or do you want the previous MDT as well?
Generally speaking, we're only looking for the medical record for the scene that we're in. If we need more, we'll tell you specifically and why.
Okay. So block out any other MDT entry, block out the number to save you time. And then... Okay. We also mentioned to our EMS if they have problems with PD, just to be polite and professional and do as PD asks. And then either report it to the highest EMS on duty or EMS command with badge number so that we can pass it on to yourselves.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds really good. The only other thing that I would say regarding MDT entries, the troop has to be on duty.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they come to you not in uniform or like with a badge on, like I am now, tell them to go away and come back when they're on duty. And that is totally fine. And if they have any problems, tell them to speak to me.
Okay, so in uniform or having the badge?
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be violating HIPAA, and we don't want that. So. And that goes even if it was me. If it was I to turn up, like it doesn't matter. I've got to be on duty. I've got to have my badge, or I've got to be in a uniform, and that's basically the end of the story as far as I'm concerned.
So I've just update that and just say identifying features as in uniform or holding a visible badge.
Yeah, perfect.
And we were just saying, just a reminder, is that highest on duty to respond to PD radio. Our trainers are going to put FTO in their call signs, so it indicates whether they're willing to train or not, because I don't want to burn them out.
Okay.
So if you see
Sure.
FTO in their names, it means they're willing to train EMRs.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sure. That's fine by us. It won't make any real difference apart from us being able to see who's training at the minute, which would be fun.
And we've also scrapped our core priority. EMRs are the only ones that get priority on scenes now.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that makes a sensible change.
So if you see EMS and you're waiting for them to, and you see no one moving, but you see loads of EMS, you can just boot them, because it's now only EMRs who get training at core priority. Everyone should be
Gotcha.
go
Okay,
for it.
fine. Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't need to sort of ask. You know what I mean? That's the ideal, is that you're just already there because you're mind readers and smart.
The only thing I would say is that there seems to be a few people who are going back to calling before the 5 minutes. Like giving a 2-minute thing when we're coming from Sandy.
Got it. Yeah, I'll reiterate that it takes time to drive places. They are not where you are, so you have to allow them time to do the thing. And yes, I know if you're panicking because someone's bleeding out in front of you, then that's fine, but don't panic is the answer to that, is follow your training and keep them stable as you can.
I thought you were going to say, don't worry, because the laughing is just coming from my pocket.
Yeah? No?
No,
I didn't hear
no.
any laughing.
You
No?
didn't hear any laughing?
No.
Or any background
sure
noise?
You're not are you hearing voices, are you?
I might have to evaluate myself briefly.
It's always worth doing a little self-checkup occasionally.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to look at some new certifications for paramedics, and one of those I think is going to be how to treat animals on scene, so they can treat Cerberus more effectively, for example.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
But other than that... Oh, we also mentioned that lawyers, which is more DOJ, but lawyers need to have their client, if they want an MDT entry, they need their client there, or have a written affirmation form from their client.
Sure, or give you a written subpoena is also
Yeah.
fine. Like, it's that, so long as they've done the paperwork, I don't mind. Like, they can ask on their own recognizance, but the subpoena needs to state who the client is on behalf of, which is something I'll clarify with the DOJ.
Yep. Just so that, because that was a question that came up, and I just thought that would be something. And we've also mentioned about Chiliad medicals, that locals, if we don't have anyone dust off certified PD, are always, if there's someone in one, you normally are pretty good at with it. But locals are allowed to grab from Chiliad as well.
Fantastic. Okay, I mean, that makes sense.
It's just too dangerous of a situation. And part of that
True.
also applies to Mount Gordo.
Yeah, there's definitely... I was in a helicopter last night, as it happens, doing a little tour on the date, and reminding myself of how steep the path up Mount Gordo actually is. It was... yeah, I hadn't seen it from that perspective before.
You should ask Tegan about how getting his heli went yesterday.
I will. I enjoy any opportunities to tease Mr. Page, so I'll take those.
He's, let's say it was an explosive start.
That is always less than ideal.
He had another one that he was fine. It was barely off the ground, but yes, you should ask him about that one. I'll probably get a few texts barrage from that.
I absolutely will. I have every intention of doing so.
Other than that, I have no more issue. I have nothing on our ends, and it's not even issues. It's just us making sure EMS are performing to the best they can be.
Sure thing. One thing that I've got is not from your side, but from mine. I want to do a quick refresher with troopers on how to correctly triage and prepare mass-cas scenes for EMS.
Okay.
Because I've attended a couple that have been a little sloppy. Not bad, like everyone's got the care they needed, but it was a little complicated in working out where to direct the EMS to first.
I mean, that shouldn't be too long. That should be pretty quick.
It's pretty easy, but maybe we do a couple of, on a quiet day, we grab a couple of people and just do like a little scenario-based thing just to give people a chance to practice without real lives being on the line.
Yeah, and we can do them into the groupings to like get them I think that might help them, but if they know that there's certain groupings that they have to go into, and putting them in the relevant groups,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
and
like,
where to direct the EMS to.
yeah, for sure. So I'll noodle on that a little and chat to some of the command staff, let them work out how they want to handle it, how they want to train it, and they can reach out to you and the others to try and work out how to do it best.
Okay, that would be fantastic. We also
Sounds
told
good.
our EMS to be kind to everyone, including police.
I wholeheartedly approve.
There's a lot of professionalism that goes constantly into these meetings, but if they don't go in, then we find that they slip.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Constant reminder. Other than that, have you put your order in for snow tires yet?
I have not put my order in for snow tires. I have seen the snow of the last couple of weeks.
I've seen the weather reports. I suspect we're going to need them sooner than later. So maybe
Oh,
get the
lovely.
orders in.
I will let the trainers know and pass word on from there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it'll be fine. But I mean, I'm sure we'll get a little bit of a heads up from the meteorologists on Mount Goro. But
There is going to be a lot of people who love it and a few people who hate it.
absolutely, and a lot of people who've forgotten entirely how to drive in the snow. So lots
Yes.
more motor vehicle accidents. So if you've got any people who need
At
training
least
on
they don't
those,
explode anymore.
fingers crossed. Okay, cool. Right, I think that's everything I've got. I've got to dash off. I've got to go and help Mendo out with some bits and pieces.
Yeah, he said
And
he was
then-
the only one on duty.
Yeah, and then dive off. I'm teaching at the university, doing a night class on ethics again, so I've got to go do that.
Lovely. Well,
It's
thank
been
you.
good. First year law students, all keen minds and full of bad habits, so get them all there early.
Thank you for doing these with me.
Anytime, yeah. Good to see you.
See you next week. Yep. If not sooner.